The first step of the process is to create your Microsoft Word document. As you can see here, you have your title, your copyright, your preface. This is like for an eBook. I created this converter where it will convert a Microsoft Word document into pure HTML, not the Microsoft version of HTML which has Microsoft characters in it. That's not universally recognized in web browsers. So to ensure that you have more control over your ebook and the table of contents, etc., I've decided to convert it to pure HTML. Look at copyright. Notice here where I want to actually go to the next line, but I don't really want those to be paragraphs. You see how I have a break at the end? In this case, you will need to actually do HTML inside of the text. What I'm going to do next is I am going to pull each of those on the same line so that it's one single paragraph, because as an HTML code it'll break on its own. I'm just going to go through here quickly. I have my images and my text, etc. in the document already. Now, notice here you have two colors, and that's important because that is how my Microsoft Excel template that actually converts this works. It looks for font size, it looks for the heading type, which is header 1, and it looks for font color. It also looks for the heading name or the font face of it. So all of those are very important. So this template that I will be loading to Google Docs, you will save that as your template, and you will follow that. You will not change the two colors that are already in here. You will leave them as they are. The only thing you will change is the text here. And if you get the color wrong in some of the new paragraphs, like this one right here, you just select the font that's already correctly formatted based on the color, etc., and then you paste the format over that new text where you need it. Okay. The only part about this that we need to convert to save as an HTML file with Microsoft Word is because we need Microsoft Word to actually name our images, so we don't have to manually do it. So this process, you'll do save as, you'll change this to web page, not filter, but the full web page, because we want a folder that has the images in it, and you'll go save. That's done. The next part of this is, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to open up another version, the one that I've already saved as a web page. Here is the folder. Once you save it as a web page, you're going to sort by type. See here? We only want the JPEGs. We don't want anything else. And let's say for this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, how I have mine set up from the last time is each image has to consist of intervals of basically 2. So it needs to be image 2, image 4, image 6, etc. Now these images right here, these PNGs, these are worthless. They are not going to come out looking the way that I need them to look. So there's no sense in me even wasting my time on those. See, reopen. Let me look at the property on this one. Yeah, this is a JPEG right here. See? Let's see what this one is. That's a JPEG. Now, like these right here, these are the PNGs, pings, and for now, I'm not going to use those because I would have to go in and revise my template, so I'm not going to use those for now. I'm only going to use this one. So for this one, I'm going to keep it at 2. This one I'm going to rename to 4. This one's going to be 6. This is going to be 8. And this is going to be 10. Once you rename the images based on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in 2 intervals, you're going to copy them and paste them into the same folder that you're going to have your Microsoft Word macro-enabled document in, and your Microsoft Excel macro-enabled document, plus the same one that you're going to have your HTML file in that will contain the code that will pull from those images. So I have it in the folder that I'm going to be using. I have an HTML editor in here, so I'm going to open my editor up. I'm going to use Internet Explorer. Now, what I'm going to do now that I have those images, is I'm going to open up my Microsoft Word, and I'm going to use the macro that's in there that I wrote to actually delete all the images in the document now that I've converted it, and I'm going to delete all the extra space lines. So let's get out of here, go back one space. I should have that in here somewhere. Okay, let's make sense. This right here, I'm going to open this code up. This I've also linked online. It should be in the document, but if you look here, this is the code that I wrote that's going to delete all of the paragraphs, the spaces. But that's already in here, so let's go ahead and look for the document. Let's go in here. This one already has the images deleted, but I want to show you how it deletes images from here. So let's find one that has images. Let's open this one up. Okay, this one still has images, as you can see. Let's go into View. Let's go into your macros. We're going to step into it. I already have the codes in here. This first one is to delete. This is the first one that you should actually, where's that? This one right here. The first one you're going to do is the inline shape. Let's get rid of them all. So we're going to put our cursor there. Let me shrink this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. This one right here. This deletes all the images in the document. So we're going to go to Run, reset it, and watch what happens. See the image there? Let's see what's going on here. I need to select them. Sorry, I wrote the code to select them all. Okay. Continue. And run. Notice the images all disappeared in the document now. Now that the images are done, let's go back into the code. Let's go up to the top. Now I want to delete all the extra paragraph lines. This is not spaced with 2 extra lines. This is basically formatted for a single line, but I hit the return each time so that I have a blank line that separates the paragraph. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete all of the paragraph lines based on this code. So watch what happens. Now we're going to do it again to make certain that we have no extra lines, because we don't want any of those when we paste it. Now, when you have bullets, you need to rewrite those so that they are paragraph structure, and we'll show you how to do that. Okay, we're going to show you how to do that. Okay, to delete the paragraph lines, after we do that, we need to change the bullets to paragraph structure. Now let's go ahead and find one. Here is one. As you can see, it says these are the steps, then 1. After the colon has 1. Download my and then of course when you do sentence structure for bullet points, you will separate each one by a semicolon. If they're not a complete sentence, you'll separate them by a comma. But basically that's a list. This paragraph is a list, paragraph of list items, and they are written in paragraph format or structure. Now, there's 2 colors that must be in this document. what you need to do is select the whole document and then go to your font color, go down to more colors, and here is where you're going to change it. I've actually listed it here. Let's go up here so we can see what they are. Here they are right here. This it says chapter using Microsoft Word to create document. It shows you what colors. It says more colors, custom. The color module is RGB 0, 0, and 255. That and the regular font, it tells you what the regular font face will be, its size, and everything. So let's go in here and do this. But for now, you're not going to need to do that, because all you need to do is select this document. I've already done all of this. And it should tell you what the color is. See, it doesn't have it in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to More Colors and go to Custom, and it shows you. So for the headings, you will go into Font, Color, More Colors, and Custom. And the red is RGB, the red will be 138, the green will be 43, and the blue will be 226. And you need to make certain that that is the case for all of your headers. Now, for your regular font, select it. Once again, go to Font, and go to Font Color, go to More Colors, go to Custom, and RGB. And for red it's 0, for green it's 0, and blue it's 255. Okay. Now if these are regular paragraphs that you see, the blue ones, but if you want to indent a paragraph, it must be the same color as your headings. So the I am indented paragraph is already there. So now that you have the colors in here, all you need to do is to go select it, then go to the Paste Special tool, click it once, and I'm going to do this last paragraph, this right here too, this bullet paragraph, just like this, that too. So heading 1. So I'm going to select all of this line. Now that's the same color. Those where we left off, we paste the Microsoft Word content into the Excel template that's going to convert our document into pure HTML. And there you see those two lines that are going to be indented, that are purple. And you say, well, why do they need to be purple? Well, my template actually reads font size, it reads the font face, it reads the size of it, it reads the color. All of those must be, and they must be a particular color, because that's how my VBA coders wrote. This template you're looking at is mostly HTML basic formulas that deal with text or characters. It's not mostly VBA. It's only 2 little codes in here for VBA, and basically I won't be using anything but one, because we get rid of the images in Microsoft Word now. So we're only going to run it once. So what we're going to do here, once we do the pasting, we're going to go here. My sister doesn't have the version that has the developer tab, so to get to the VBA module window, you go to View, and then over to Macro, then View Macro, and I've already created, so step into it. If not, you put something here and then you hit Create and start writing your code. Let's go ahead and step into it. Let's enlarge this. This is the only one that I have here, and basically this is a while when loop statement that, as you can see, it basically is going to use column 3 to column 9, and those are going to go down the line for each column in that particular row, and it's going to list the font size, font style, name, parent, which is everything that paragraph contains, the number of characters in that paragraph, the style, and the color index, which is the font color. And based on that, my Microsoft Excel formulas will do the rest of the work. So let's go ahead and reduce this, and we're going to run it. And you're not going to see what happens because I have everything hidden. But see, there's no error messages, so it did what it needed to do. Now that it's done that, let's go here Down here is your code. Copy it. Now I have an HTML editor, as I've stated, because I liked, and this is something I wrote on my own. It's just a very basic editor. Right mouse, and then let me enlarge this. I want it to show me the result, and here's the result of that code with the Word documents, the images that I pasted in here. Now, I've also, the code has already did all the work for me. It created a TLC for me, and this is pure HTML. So if I clicked on title here, watch what happens. Clicked it. It takes a little while. It's kind of slow, but it finally went to title. And I also, my original one actually allowed you to click below title and then go back to table of contents, you know, but this just took me like 2 days to write this whole thing. So I just said to myself, I'm giving this away for free. I mean, people understand this is a sample of what you're capable of if you believe that you can do it. And it only took basically just one little small VBA code and a lot of Microsoft formulas. This includes the left, right, mid, trim, index, find, Vlookup, match, formulas, concatenate. These are basic text-based formulas, and most people think, oh, well, what can you really do with them? You can do a lot with formulas, more than you know. In fact, you could do so much more with, you can do the same with VBA, in fact, much more with VBA, but I mean, if you know formulas, you can do a lot with those without even using any VBA. So I always encourage people, don't think that it's exciting to purchase a VBA book or whatever just so you can tell someone that you know VBA. Learning formulas can be very effective for you because formulas is what did this, not VBA. VBA did one little small part of telling me what the font color is and things like that, and the formula did the rest of it. All the formulas. There's a lot of formulas in the spreadsheet. So now you see why I want to get rid of all the paragraph lines. So, because when you paste it in Microsoft Excel, since I'm using loop statements, and I'm saying that as long as the cell is not empty, so it would not have worked correctly. I could have still did it that way and then typed numbers and then sorted it, but that's a little too much work. It was just easier to do it this way. Now, if you want, you can always add to the breaks in there based on the paragraphs, and that's easily done. But I wanted to be able to show you, and let me go ahead and click one more. Let's click on knowledge so it can take us down to knowledge. I'm sorry, acknowledgements. I clicked it. It takes a little second for it to do. I don't know why it's so slow. There we are at acknowledgement down here. So it creates a table of contents for you, just like if you were going into Amazon's KDP or Lulu's converter. I can create a converter. You can create a converter for yourself. You don't need to depend on any publishing company to do it for you. Every one of us who knows how to write JavaScript or VBA is capable of doing the very same thing for ourselves. But as I said, this is not mostly VBA. This is mostly regular formulas. So if you hear someone says, one person actually complained about my book. They gave me a bad review, like a 1 or whatever, and said it's okay, but there's just not enough formulas discussed. There doesn't need to be any more formulas discussed. The formulas that are in my one book is what I use to create this, no more. As far as numeric formulas, I only use the sum and the Countif. That's it. I don't need those types of formulas. So if you're dealing with data, you use database type formulas, which is the left, right, mid, trim, len, find, index, Vlookup, etc. Those. Okay. I'm loading this. I've already loaded this to Google Docs, and it was available for download, but I'm just now showing people how to use it with this tutorial. So I hope you enjoy this. Thanks. Take care. But remember, although I'm giving this away free of charge to everyone, you may not reproduce this in any way to sell it. You may be able to make changes to it. You may be able to do whatever you want as long as you give it away for free. You are not allowed to benefit financially from this, since I am the one who created it, and I'm not going to benefit financially. Sometimes you have to create things to give it away for free. There's no fun in always charging people for everything. All right, thanks. Take care.